Yo, what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Friday episode of Big D Energy right here in the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy, Sam Flannel. In for D-Mac, Darren McCarty. You know we got our boys here in the house. Of course, it's Spencer Raxter, KG in effect as well. And KG will be going front and center here today. We got some stuff. We got kind of a show announcement that we're going to get to. D-Mac's in London, right? Yeah. Or England?
Yeah, yes.
Somewhere.
For wrestling.
Across the pond, yes.
Yeah, he went over to Europe for wrestling. So, you know, that's the life of Darren McCarty, everybody. So, Sam Flannel, you're here today. How you feeling on the Friday, Flannel?
You know, I'm feeling good. You mentioned something before the show, and I want to second that. That when I looked at the show sheet, I'm just like, man, there is a lot of good stuff here. So, this is one of those shows that I'm very, very excited to do. So it's a happy Friday all around.
No, absolutely. We do have a lot of Lion stuff to get to. Coyote in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, jump in there like he or she did. Say, morning, guys, let's talk about the free agents for the Lions. We'll get there.
Hey.
We'll get there. There's a lot of stuff to get to with the Detroit Lions. John effing Lord with the big what up, though. What up, though, John? Appreciate you guys tapping in and all the regular ones. There's a couple things to get to. Number one, did you watch the Caitlin Clark situation yesterday where she broke the all-time scoring record for women's basketball?
I tuned in for parts of it until I saw her break the record, but at some point I had to wind down a little bit because I got to get up. I got to get up early.
And they were playing Michigan.
They were playing Michigan. Yeah, Michigan basketball all around is just not so good right now.
Did you watch it, Spenny?
I did not. I saw the highlights.
KG, did you watch
did
it?
not.
Okay. I did. And the reason I did watch it, and the timing actually worked pretty well. My wife and daughter were out doing some activity, and they came back in, and my wife actually asked me about it, which was stunning to me. And to open the curtain a little bit, my wife, she says she likes sports. She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I could be calling the Super Bowl. Won't watch, not involved.
Damn.
Unaware.
Damn.
All of it, okay? But it's good, kind of keeps you grounded a little bit.
Right.
I think I told you guys a story. The one time where we had a buzzer beater at Oakland, and Michigan was playing Michigan State on ESPN, and when they came back from commercial, they showed the highlight and they played the call. I got some calls and texts and stuff like that. I told Sylvia, I was like, they cut in to show the highlight of me calling the buzzer beater today. The Michigan State, it's a pretty big deal. She's like, oh, is the bathroom clean?
Oh my goodness!
Because I was cleaning the bathroom when I got home. So that's the way that works.
Sound like my girls.
Yeah. But anyway, though, my wife asked, who I was stunned for a minute, and I was like, well, shit, let's turn it on. So
Yeah.
I turned it on right as she was pulling up from the logo to bury the three. So
Nice.
thought it was pretty cool. She is, and I know there'll be some haters in the chat and stuff like that. The Ski Mask Boy not one. I like that lady. She's smart. She's athletic. DNC ENT, I watched the whole thing, and now I'm upset that we don't have a WNBA team to get to see her live.
Damn shame.
I am impressed, though, by the way, for the most part, you know the group that I'm talking about right now. If there's something that happens in women's sports, they're just programmed to be haters and stuff like that. But I was wondering, where do you see her, in the pantheon of sports? And I know this is out of left field for all of you.
It's actually a good question. I would say that one of the best women's college basketball players ever as of right now, certainly one of the people that is going to make me somewhat intrigued by the WNBA, at least at first, just to see how she fits in, how her game translates, which I suspect will be very, very well. But that's about where I will stop at that point, that she could end up being one of the most important figures in women's sports history.
Because that's where I see her right now,
Yeah.
in that pantheon. I do. For my wife to come in and ask about it, and my daughter to sit down and watch it, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I have to say that was That was a big moment for women's sports yesterday.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody. I mean, I know there's people like Candace Parker, for example, or Maya Moore,
Moore, for
or
sure,
Brianna Stewart. I know those were some pretty big names when it comes to women's college basketball, but I don't think any of them have really captured the hearts of regular basketball fans quite like Caitlin Clark, at least as of late.
And Pete Smith in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread kind of stole my thunder a little bit, but he lays it down, and here's why. Here's why she's different. Like when you talked about everybody else in the WNBA, the style.
Yeah.
Caitlin's pro ball comp is Steph Curry, Neal. You got to pick her up at half court, otherwise she'll make you pay and can go off the deck as well. And that's it. Like she's hitting logo threes to break the all-time scoring record, and she did it on purpose. Like
that's crazy.
She told the media, she's like, "Yeah, I was going to pull up from the Iowa logo and make the three to break the record," and she was pulling like it was a pickup game.
Yeah, and to Pete Smith's point, I think that also speaks to that Caitlin Clark might just be the perfect player for the perfect time in terms of the history of basketball, because of how Steph Curry, he's kind of captured the hearts of a lot of NBA fans as of late with his style of play. And then you've got Caitlin Clark, somebody who's a point guard who can pull up from the logo, who's just exciting, has a flair, has a swagger and everything.
Because she plays a man style.
She does. Absolutely she does. The whole Steph Curry comp, and I get it, Steph Curry's obviously one of the best NBA players of all time, but in terms of style of play, if you're going to be a WNBA or a women's college basketball superstar right now, playing like Steph Curry is not a bad option.
It's good for business.
And the fact that she can replicate that, at least at a collegiate level for women's college basketball, and I suspect at a WNBA level too, it's amazing. She's fun to watch.
Big play, Jay. Maybe top 10, 15, maybe top 10 to 15 female athletes. I think impact for women's sports, she's no doubt top 5.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I can't argue that right
because
now.
as we continue to progress in the social media age, I flipped through Twitter because my wife, like, she knew about it, but she still didn't understand it. And I opened up Twitter and I didn't even look at it. Like I opened it up and I just scrolled up the timeline, and that's all it was.
Wow.
I mean, that's all it was.
She's one of the most impactful college athletes in the past 10 years.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You're 100% right on. That's a good catch.
She's up there, like you look at it, like Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton, Caleb Williams. Like you think men's basketball, who's nobody really comes to mind. Maybe Lonzo Ball. He was really gravitating because he's bringing back UCLA. But yeah, I think she's a top 10 college athlete. Influential wise,
and you're 100% right.
Yeah,
Spenny, you absolutely. That's a good catch too. That's why I want to talk these things through. Pete Smith, and finally, someone cares about Iowa basketball for once. Easy, Pete Smith.
Hey, shout out Keegan and Chris Murray.
DNC ENT, she reminds me of Jimmer Fredette, just doesn't miss. But when you look at her and think Jokic, you wouldn't expect that human to be the best in the world. But she is, Yeah. She absolutely is. Yes, Ski Mask Boy. Red Wings are slipping. Chikrin, anyone in Anaheim we can pick up from Verbeek. I will touch on the Red Wings. It is a bit concerning, but not really, but kind of. We'll do that second hour. We absolutely will. All right, here's the other thing that I wanted to just bring it up because I think it's very, very relevant. And I hadn't heard a lot of people talking about it, but I wanted to. Here's the other thing. Show-related. We're going to have a shift in how we do things here. All right? Now, normally, you guys know I love the chat, and you guys program the show, and sometimes I'll look at and read what you guys are talking about while we're talking about stuff and say, well, shit, let's talk about that, because that's what they want to talk about. That's not going anywhere. That's always going to be the same. I'm always going to be interactive with you guys. Points, counterpoints, all that stuff. Here's the deal. And, KG, here's where you come in.
All right.
We're going to start taking phone calls in mass. All right? We had a show meeting yesterday, kind of a network meeting, and this was kicked around, and we're going to give this a spin. Now, I don't know, KG. Here's where I lean on you and Sam Flannel as well.
When did we do that?
What's that?
I didn't have a meeting.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about this.
Well, it was more kind of me talking with Terry, I guess.
Okay.
Got
That's
it.
fair.
But doesn't it sound better when I say we had a show, we had a network meeting?
Right. I'm like, I
Sorry.
was not at 4.
Sell me this pen. All right. So here's the deal. Flannel, here's where I lean on you.
Yeah.
You guys take a lot of calls on Wake Up Woodward, I'm told, right?
Yes.
I never miss it.
Yes, we do.
Okay. What?
I never miss it.
I know.
What?
It's fair. I sleep.
Steven Syrett, you bring up my concern. We're going to have 15 rods. Okay.
Super Rossi Day.
How do you find the level of callers to Woodward Sports? How do you find it to be?
It's pretty good for the most part.
Is it?
Yeah, there's
because Spenny,
Rod's
we try.
1 in a million. You're not going to get more than one Rod. And like when we do callers on heavyweights, we have a key word that means like hey, cut the fucking call.
Okay. I don't even want it to be a word, KG.
It's a look.
It's a look.
I got you.
And I can't tell you what that look's going to be, but it's like art. You'll know it when you see it.
Exactly.
Okay?
I got a good feel.
How do you find the callers to be on Wake Up Woodward, Flannel?
I would say for the most part they're good. And back during Lions season, we had a ton of great calls. So as long as they're enthusiastic, as long as they add something to the show, I think it could be a nice asset to Big D Energy. We've had some clunkers over the months, but for the most part, good. I agree with Spenny.
Hoof-hearted. No, callers are dog-ish. Art says Neal's going to make grown men cry. Hoof-hearted also says a good call is the exception, not the rule.
Most of the calls are people from the chat too, so you'll know some of the names.
Okay, here's the deal. We're going to do it. I'm going to do it.
All right.
We're all going to do it.
All right.
When I give you the look, there is no debate.
I got you.
If you're going to call this show, like have something to say. Be congruent. Just have something to say and like have some reasons why you say it.
That's fair.
Okay?
And try not to be too long-winded. But Neal's going to cut you off anyway.
Mid-sentence. And he don't get upset. Don't get upset. If you're going on and on, I'm just going to look up at Kenny and we're going to knock it out. Like that's just the way it is. And understand the time and space you're in. I think that chats work because it's a couple sentences and you get your point out there and you do it. I want the calls to be chat room-esque.
Got it.
Don't ask us how we're doing. We're fine. I won't ask you how you're doing. Just cut the shit and get to the point. Is that fair?
Oh, I love it.
That's fair.
It's going to be fun.
So we're going to do it.
Let's do it.
Steven Syrett, this is the beginning of the end for BDE. Steve, all right, let's just put the cards on the table. I lean towards how Steven Syrett thinks right now.
Should I do a chat poll?
Yeah, I think a poll.
No, we're gonna do it. We were told to do it.
Yeah.
I'm a loyal employee.
We'll at least do it today and see how it goes.
See how it goes.
Test run.
Absolutely.
You want to put the
first time some pizza.
You want to put the number out there for the people?
I was gold list on Terry and Mike.
Were you?
Yeah, they wouldn't even screen my call. I would just go right through.
Spenmo Rex?
Because I would call when I worked at a car dealership. I was a porter on 14 and Van Dyke, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Shout out.
Okay.
And so on the way home, they'd always be on, and I'd call in. And I also one time called into the morning show when I was driving up to East Lansing for a fantasy football draft before I went to MSU, and I was already a little intoxicated, and I asked them, I told the caller, I was like, yeah, I'm going to ask if taking Aaron Rodgers in the first round is a reach, and he's like, okay, and he put me on. I was like, would it be a reach if I took Justin Tucker in the first round? And they hung up on me, and then my friend in the back seat called, and he got on, and I took the phone from him. I was like, why the fuck did you hang up on me?
Of course you
Oh, my
did.
goodness.
Of course you
It was a
did.
good time.
Pete Smith, I will hang up and listen. Yes. A lot of long time, first time. Okay. Alan Lee, can't wait to tell Neal I'm a first time, long time. If you want to do that and be funny, cool. As long as it's quick.
First time, long time. Yep.
You know what? That should be a prerequisite. When we go to you just got to say first time, long time.
Right.
Even if you've called 20 times.
We're also taking anime reviews on the phone.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
That is where I draw the line. We are not. If anyone talks about anime or immediately,
video games and
Do it.
just
no,
Can't silence you.
the video game thing. If it's germane to the conversation, I just wanted to say germane because I whenever I get a chance to say that word,
Yeah.
I'm not even fully sure what it means. I haven't looked it up
That's the
technically.
correct usage.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'd imagine something to do with being on topic.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
If it's germane to the conversation,
Germane
we'll
Cole.
do the video game. But immediately, if you want to jump in the chat thread, what should you automatically be hung up on for saying? Because anime's one. Mm-hmm. So anybody that's got good thoughts on there. So
do it anyway.
You gotta.
I can't even hear the calls,
number
though,
up for
so
the people.
I'll put the number in the chat. I can't even hear the calls though, so do it out of spite.
Ski Mask Boy, you have the power of the quickness. You have the big red button. I do not.
He doesn't.
KG does.
KG's got all the power.
But when you
I'll
give
tell
me
you
that
what,
look,
Nick, our sound guy, he's ruthless with the cuts. Like he'll hang up on people and we don't even tell him to.
Okay.
We're like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, I wasn't feeling it. We're like,
and I know we're going long
like
on this segment, but it's important because we're venturing into this next segment. Like we're going in. So KG, look, you're a nice guy, good dude for the team. You got that nice guy persona.
Appreciate
but guess what?
Oh, I could get ruthless.
Sometimes you got to be the dick.
I got you.
That's the way that it is. Are you comfortable with that role?
Absolutely.
All right, we roll on then. We're going to talk some Lion stuff. When we come back, the number's at the top of the chat, 313-552-6322. We're taking phone calls, everybody.
All right.
That's what it is. So we getting calls already. All right, let's do the break, everybody. Tell them about Dispo. I'm going to need Dispo, I think, by the end of this next segment.
All right. Well, visit Dispo Dispensary today for an exclusive new deals and experience a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. Come through our stores or order on Dispo Dash today. New year, new deals, same plug. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year's sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
All right, we're off and running here. Big D Energy on a Friday. Neal, Ruhl, Sam Flannel in for D-Mac, Spencer Raxter, KG, who has now become, I guess, the high usage guy for Big D Energy. He has taken center stage, 313-552-6322. That is the phone number. Pete Smith in the chat. Hey, Neal, I just took a break from working on my second furnace to call. Okay, I like it. Let's just get right to it.
Go for it.
We go to the phones. Devin, you said Devin from Inkster?
Yeah, we got Devin from Inkster. What's up,
Devin
man?
from Inkster. Devin, appreciate you calling Big D Energy. What do you got for us?
All right, Neal. This is my first call on the first show, so I got to come with standards.
You do.
I have to come with fucking standards. Neal, quick question, quick question. Start, cut, or bench. If you had the option to grab Ramsey because you noticed that the Dolphins are over the Cats, would you start him, bench him over Sutton, or bring Iffy back to that spot of corner to have him take over Sutton as the CB1?
All right. And look, Devin, here's the thing for me. I typically am against cornerbacks with cap hits of $33 million. Typically. Because that's what his cap hit is this year. So unless you can swing something where the Dolphins are going to foot some of the bill, then I have 0% interest in that. I would take everybody else you listed that is already on site, and I'm not interested, Sam Flannel, in $33 million to Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah,
Sorry.
When it comes to Jalen Ramsey, my thing is that if you're going to grab a corner, there are options in free agency that at least their market values, according to Spot Track, are not $33 million. And in the case of a couple of them, were better than Jalen Ramsey last year. I don't hate the idea because corner is a position of need for the Lions, but I would tend to agree with you, Neal. $33 million for Jalen Ramsey at this stage isn't worth it.
Because, Devin, you're taking on 2 years at $49 million with a guy that's 31. And Devin, I'll ask you the question then, because you were kind enough to call in. I'll ask you you cut off? Oh,
yeah.
okay, sorry. Well,
That's
Devin, I'll just pose a question out there. Are we in the business of 31-year-old cornerbacks, 30-year-old cornerbacks right now, 2 years at $49 million? I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
There's better options in free agency for sure.
Now, I like that. That was good. Devin, you guys talk Devin up. Devin's got gold card status.
Yes.
Already. I like it.
Yeah, he good people. We do have another caller, just so you know.
All right. Well, who do we have?
We have Andrew. What's up, Andrew?
Andrew, thanks for calling Big D Energy. What do you got for us?
Do you think the reason we don't have a kicker is because of Dan Campbell's coaching style, and he doesn't like kickers?
No, I think the reason we don't have a kicker is because when you get in those waters, like everyone's like, what's Matt Prater doing? I'll tell you what Matt Prater was doing. Making $3.5 million a year as a kicker, $4 million a year as a kicker. Now, would you say, and look, I know that ultimately they ended up cutting Isaiah Buggs. Like, I know that. But you had Isaiah Buggs and Kaminsky for half of what Matt Prater cost. You see what, like, when you associate a value to it, you said it was Andrew on the line? Yeah. Andrew, when you associate a value to it, you see what I'm saying there? Like, that's, I think Badgley was fine, man. For what he is, the percentage, he made pretty much the kicks he was supposed to. I think he was fine.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you got it, my friend. Appreciate it. Okay, we're off to a good start.
Yeah.
What's your thought on that philosophy, Flannel?
I would agree with pretty much everything you said. And I think this idea that we didn't have a kicker was a little bit overblown. I thought Badgley did a perfectly fine job. I mean, you saw him make the vast majority of his field goals from 40 to 49 and even 50-plus. And you saw him make a 54-yarder in the playoff game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think Badgley's terrible
he's
by
fine.
any means. He's fine.
If I told you right now they're going to run it back and Badgley's going to be the kicker, I'd be like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, and I know there's some people that would be like, oh my God, how could you do something like that? I am definitely not in that camp. I mean, during his time with the Lions, he's made 9 of 11 from 40 to 49 and 2 of 3 from 50-plus, and that doesn't include the 50-plus yarder that he hit in the playoffs against the Buccaneers. And I believe in the playoffs he was perfect on his field goal attempts. So Badgley is fine. He's not elite, but given what we have, he's fine.
D-Town Heat says kickers are people too. And that's a great call by Andrew, because I do want to say this. Again, all year long, when we've talked about the Lions and I've talked about Brad Holmes, there are things we have to get comfortable with. Spencer Raxter is a guy. He's comfortable with the Goff situation because he knows it's coming.
I am.
And you got 2 playoff wins.
That we did.
And in the NFC Championship, certainly Goff was not the reason you lost that football game.
He wasn't.
So, as it stands, when you're 4th in the league in touchdowns and 2nd in passing yards, Spencer's cool with that. That's production.
I am.
Commensurate with the money that's being reported that he will get. He's comfortable. We have to get comfortable with how Brad Holmes operates in terms of what can Brad Holmes do with $4 million for a kicker?
He could get other positions of need. Like, for example, you talked about John Kaminsky and Isaiah Buggs, and I get it. They weren't exactly what you hoped they would be this year. I mean, for different reasons. Isaiah Buggs, when he played, actually was pretty good. But those are certainly players that together, if they were to give you what they are most capable of, what they gave you in 2022 would be well worth it over a $4 million kicker. And like we said, Michael Badgley's fine. He's not terrible by any means.
And here's another way of thinking about this. Again, just to make you comfortable with it. When you talk about a $4 million kicker, that would pay for roughly his 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks. You like James Houston?
I do.
Yeah. You like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You like Amon-Ra St. Brown?
The best of them all.
He's pretty good.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what he could. Guys, get comfortable. Get out of your Madden game. Get out of your fantasy draft and get in the real world here. All right?
Well, in the case of kickers, most certainly.
Get in the real world.
I don't think it's the worst idea in the world to want a kicker, though. Because
we got a kicker.
I get it. But
what issue did you have with Badgley?
He's not consistent from 40 out, and that's where the league is going. If you can't hit
no.
40 consistently.
KG, that's where I go the other way. Because the league, that's not where, quote, the league is going. The league is going the other way. Because if it's 4th and 4, the math tells you.
Well, that's true.
You're going for it
But
now.
if your drive stalls out and you're past the 50, you expect to have a kicker that can hit that long of a distance.
Right, but if it's 4th and 4, 4th and 3, you're going for it. And you can do it and fail twice. But on that 3rd time, you get the touchdown, and you're better off.
Today's kickers are hitting 50 55-yarders like easily now.
Today's expensive kickers, yes, except for the guys on the rookie deals.
Jake Moody is an example. I know he was just drafted last year, but that's an example. I mean, it's.
Don't get me started on that one.
I feel you.
Don't get me started. You got Hendon Hooker instead of Jake
Moody. You got
Moody.
the Dallas Cowboys guy. He was an XFL kicker, wasn't he? I mean, there's exceptions. Yeah. There's exceptions.
Absolutely. And I haven't looked at his contract situation, but I would think he's probably in line for a raise.
Oh, yeah. He was arguably the best kicker in the league last year.
313-552-6322. Look at that. We haven't even gotten to a topic yet, but the callers are on point.
You got the callers hanging up on themselves, so I haven't even had to do anything.
All right, see? Yeah. How often does this happen in life? When you're married, Sam Flannel, it never happens. How often do you you lay out a plan and everyone executes it, man?
Yeah, I mean, our callers have been it's and I'm not saying that I don't mind a long-winded caller every now and again, but they asked a couple of thought-provoking questions. We answered, they were respectful, and we've managed to get a couple, and there's still time for one more if somebody calls before the segment's even over.
Okay, who we got next? Keep it pumping.
All right, so we're going to go with Ryan. He's been holding the longest. Ryan, what's up?
First-time caller, long-time listener, right?
Oh, hey, I appreciate it, Ryan. Thanks for calling Big D Energy. What do you got, my friend?
Hey, do we have any plans for the draft party?
Any plans for the draft party? The network is in discussions with that right now. We've I've been in contact with Stick and everybody. Hey, Ryan, you know. We're gonna do something. You know that, and it's gonna be fun.
That's why I was asking. That's why I was asking, trying to get the inside.
Yeah, and were you at the last draft party, Ryan?
Yeah. Me and you were next to each other when GMO got drafted.
Oh, okay, very cool. So we were having drinks and everything then. So I appreciate that, Ryan. No, absolutely, we'll have something popping. We'll let you know, and hope to see you out there again, my friend. There it is. All right, Ryan, appreciate the phone call. This is going well. Can we sneak one more in?
We sure can. Yeah, so we got John F. Lord, who is in the chat.
Big time.
The GOAT.
Yes.
The GOAT.
What's up, John?
John, what up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Very good, man.
Quick question. Will the Detroit Lions change their uniforms to match the Mustang helmet?
To match the Mustang helmet. You know what, John? That's a good call. I don't want to be that guy in the room, but the helmet is different than the rest of the uniform, man. There were times.
I totally agree. Yeah. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, and it was awkward at some times, man.
If they did it with the black, maybe, but the gray.
I'm with you, John. Appreciate it, my friend. John effing Lord, everybody. But Flannel, it looked like they look like a middle school team at sometimes with the unis.
That's a little aggressive. I mean, I think the Lions uniforms are relatively fine. Me personally, and I know that this might not be popular because the Lions played really well when they wore them. I didn't particularly love the blueberries, as they call them, which were
really?
I didn't either.
Really?
I like the whites.
No,
the whites were awesome.
The whites are clean.
Don't get me wrong; they played very well in the blueberries, so I wasn't.
Well, they played very well in every uniform.
How do you hate the blueberries? That's like classic Lions.
I just feel like there needs to be some contrast, and I'm not fashionista or anything like that. But I've always liked, and maybe call me an old man, I like those old throwbacks that they would wear on Thanksgiving.
Oh, those are the worst. They're so boring.
they're clean. They're classic.
Gray helmets. Those suck.
So would you prefer the blue top and gray pants? Is that what you just need a contrast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
I get where
you
going.
got me.
Boo. I hate the throwback jerseys.
Yeah, the throwbacks. Besides the helmet, I like the all silver helmet, but the actual jersey itself is pretty bland. I can't.
Andrew Schmidt says that helmet is sharp though, and yeah, the helmet's good. I like the helmet. Yeah. I do. It's mismatched from the rest of the stuff. We gotta get that together and get a clean look. Like Guardian Alarm. That's a clean look in home security, business security as well.
Absolutely. And you can let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts.
Hot
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full-line merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed-out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company's provided Michigan's restaurants, hotels, and casinos with the prime beef, Wagyu beef, dry aged beef, all of it. And you can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Go to Grosse Pointe Woods, the grab-and-go steak shop, everybody. The finest steaks in all the land. Look, let me level with you. You think you're serious about grilling? Not if you're buying your steak from a grocery store.
Yeah,
all right, let's get real here, everybody. Get to Fairway Packing Company. Get to the grab-and-go steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. Get real ribeyes, everybody. Get the tomahawk. Be a man. Get out there and get on that grill with the finest meats in all the land from fairwaypacking.com.
It creams in your mouth a little bit.
Easy, Terry. Easy, Terry.
Hey.
We're off and running here on a Friday. Big D Energy. 313-552-6322 is the phone number. Neal Ruhl, Sam Flannel in for DMAC KG. Well, his workload just exploded. We also Spencer Raxter as well.
I don't gotta do shit. KG's gotta do everything when we take calls. I'm cool with it.
There's been a shift.
Yeah, I don't even have to hear anything. I just sit here in silence.
Hey, real G's move in silence like lasagna.
That's true.
All right, another bar for you, everybody out there. KG, you said that the call line is full. Who we got next?
Yes, pack lines, man. We got my man Pete up next. No Spivey. What up, Pete?
Pete, what's up?
Hey, Neal, how are you?
I'm great, Pete. How are you?
Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody there at Woodward Sports. You guys make the day go.
Thank you.
Real quick question, Neal. I've always wanted to get your opinion on this, and I've probably been too scared to ask. How do you feel about Scottie Pippen being in the top 75 NBA players of the first 75 years of the NBA? I'll hang up and listen.
Scottie Pippen missed a Game 7 of a conference finals with a headache.
Right.
That happened. Tapped out.
Yeah.
He tapped out. If you want to talk about anybody in the history of the NBA that latched onto somebody and rode coattails, Scottie Pippen is it. He is the shining example of it all. He was right place. Flannel, do not even do that because I will fight you in this. I will fight you in this studio right now. He sat out Game 7 of an Eastern Conference Final with a headache. Can you imagine Bill Laimbeer or Isaiah Thomas saying, "Hey, Coach Daly, I got a headache, man. I can't go.
Well,
I got a headache."
He did mail it in.
Yeah,
he tapped out.
I mean, Bill Laimbeer said as much in the Bad Boy documentary that, like, if you can walk, you're playing basketball. And I think that was his way of taking that shot at Scottie Pippen.
To me, that destroyed his entire career.
And now he's getting cucked by Michael Jordan's son.
That was before he more than made up for it by being the second best player on 6 championship teams. I get it. Michael Jordan was El Capitano, but I think one of the proofs that Scottie Pippen was valuable.
If it wasn't Scottie Pippen, it just would have been somebody else.
I don't necessarily agree because that year where Michael Jordan left, the year he was out for the whole season, the Bulls went from 57 wins to 55 and almost made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, so they got to the second round of the playoffs.
Well, but still, when losing Michael Jordan, you're going to take a step back.
Not if you got a top 75 player, you know.
No. One top 75 player does not make you an NBA champion. Come on, because they didn't win the
what
title,
are you
Scottie
talking
Pippen
about?
blows?
So that's the difference between going to the finals and being in the second round? No, how about having a player who sat out Game 7 of an Eastern Conference Finals with a headache, and it was so bad that he sat on the bench with an ice pack on his neck.
And he looks like Chester Cheetah.
Well, that's facts. That's facts.
I'm sorry, man. That's being a bitch.
Well, but like I said, though, it was before he had won those championships. So you can
Like, it
also
was
say
so bad that he could sit on the bench with an ice pack on his. Get the fuck out of here, man.
He made up for it.
I apologize for the language
Second
there,
best
but
player on 6 championship teams. Come on now. He's still a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying he's one of the top 50 or 25, maybe top 50, by the way, but 75 certainly. Certainly 75 in the last 75 years.
Mike G. Pippen was a fine regional NBA player. Chuck, Rodman was more important than Pippen in the second three-peat. Agreed, 1,000,000%.
I don't know about that.
Agree, 1,000,000%. Pippen was way overrated.
Okay. All right. Well, but you're still going to be seeing him in the Hall of Fame, where he belongs.
Ryan's reaction: the only top 75 player on the Bad Boys was Isaiah. Wasn't Joe Dumars in there?
If he wasn't, he should have been.
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was.
I don't think so either.
But there are levels.
So
to
there
this.
you go.
Yeah, because Scott.
You could have one top 75 player.
Yeah, because I at any point in time compared Scottie Pippen to Isaiah Thomas. Come on now, there are levels to this. Isaiah Thomas is top 15, and Scottie Pippen is somewhere within, I would say, 40 to 60 or something like that, maybe 40 to 75.
But he's number one in tapping out of the Eastern Conference Finals Game 7 with the headache.
But he's also,
undefeated, never lost.
But he's also maybe number one in terms of Robins in NBA history.
No.
You could argue it. It's arguable.
It's arguable.
It's arguable. Come on, he won 6.
It's arguable.
I get it was mostly because of MJ.
Shaq, though.
But Shaq wasn't. Kobe was the Robin.
Well, Shaq.
Kobe was the Robin.
Yeah,
maybe for the first.
For the first three.
Yeah,
for the first 3.
For the first, but I don't know.
Thanks, Pete. Wheezy D313. That's Cat.
Would you consider Steph a Robin?
For 2 of them,
for
yes.
KD, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was more longevity. I think that in those individual series, it was probably Kobe or Steph, or even if you want to go to Kyrie or Serge.
How'd it work when Pippen left Chicago?
I mean, he had a solid career in Portland, but
yeah, exactly.
Well, he was in his early 30s by then.
Yeah, he was old.
Is Pippen a better 2 than Anthony Davis?
In that individual 2020, no, but Pippen did it 6 times though. You can't deny that.
Well, Jordan did it 6 times.
Well, Jordan was the better player, obviously, but Pippen, if he wasn't on that team, they don't win.
I'll give you this.
What's up?
For all the ish I talk about Anthony Davis and the jean shorts and the Data Davis, and when he goes in the Hall of Fame, his exhibit will only be open on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The other time there'll be a curtain over it. He'll be out. I will say this: he never sat out Game 7 of the conference finals with a headache.
Yeah, and Anthony Davis is actually a very, very reliable playoff player.
Yes, I will give you that.
Yes.
So Anthony Davis, better Robin than Scottie Pippen.
For that
there you
individual
go.
run, yes.
DZ.
What about Kevin McHale? Or would you say Robert Parrish? I mean, one of the other.
Kevin McHale was the Robin.
Yeah.
I would probably say they're comparable in terms of all-time basketball history.
No way.
Yeah,
No way.
McHale's better.
So,
no way.
Should Scottie Pippen even be a Hall of Famer in Neal Ruhl's eyes?
No, because here's why. Here's why. The second you sit out Game 7 of a conference finals with a headache, you're out. You're out. They should retroactively go back and take him out and just put like a bottle of Advil just sitting right there where his bust used to be.
This is the most on-brand Neal Ruhl thing, latching on to one moment and it ruining everything.
Yes. It's the biggest bitch move I've ever seen in sports.
That's fair.
Ever.
But as I said
Paul
before,
Pierce on a wheelchair.
Oh, that's pretty bad too.
But it's not. He tapped out.
At least he came back. At least Paul Pierce came back.
And remember, they hadn't won at that point.
I know, but
they hadn't won. They weren't. They hadn't won chips and all that stuff.
I know, but then they did win after that, and Scottie Pippen was a major part of it.
No, because he chose to not sit out with a headache.
Fine.
Okay.
6 finals.
That's the biggest bitch move in history. Wheezy D313 is with you. Flannel says that's cap, Neal. Bullshit.
I mean, he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Even though he looks like Chester Cheetah. He's definitely.
Well, let's put all the pieces together. What else did you say about him?
He's getting cucked by Michael Jordan's son.
And he sat out Game 7 with a headache?
It's a pretty bad list.
Am I building a case?
Yeah.
And he's ruining his legacy with all the, I should have been, I was number 1, and I should have been this and that. You know,
that is true.
Okay. We have another caller here. We got off track.
We sure do. Lines are packed. We're going to go with Zach. Zach, what's up, man? Zach, once.
We got you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Zach? What do you got?
Hello? Hey, man, sorry, I'm delivering mail right now, but
appreciate
I
you.
just want to say this is Zachary Jones, first-time caller and a long-time caller.
Absolutely.
I just had a question for you and Spenny. I want to know what's the next worst to first team for the next season.
The streets are speaking, Spenny. Zachary Jones just chimed in. He's out delivering the mail. Shout out, man.
Shout out.
Rain, sleet, or snow, man.
Yeah.
He's out there doing it.
My dad was a mailman for 30 years.
There you go. Absolutely. Wanted to know who's the next worst to first team in the NFL. The streets remember.
Ooh.
The streets. We'll work on that.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough
Bengals.
now.
Yeah, Bengals would be an easy one.
But that's
they-
not
is
us,
that
though,
a cop-out?
Spenny.
No.
That's not
I'm gonna
us.
look at it,
We
yeah.
got to get in the lab with a pen and a pad and figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
We will. No, Zach, we will, man. Trust me. We certainly
All
will
right,
get to it.
I'll be waiting for you guys to let me know what it is. All right.
Did you
Appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, between you and I, Zach,
What's
did
up?
you get in on that one on the Houston Texans?
No, I didn't. I actually was 20 at the time, so I wasn't able to sports bet. So I can finally do the bets, but I was. So I'm actually a big Ohio State fan. So CJ Stroud's my guy.
Yeah.
All right, well there you go.
Give me the Bengals or the Chargers.
All right, Zach, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the service, the community service, man. We appreciate that for sure. And he's a long time guy. I like this call thing.
Bengals or the Chargers. I
They-
mean, it's not going to be the Cardinals. It's not going to be the Panthers. It's not going to be the Bears. Not going to be the Commanders.
The Bears?
Not going to be the Patriots.
KG, when I heard the teams ripped off, that was the one I kind of now it's.
No, did you notice they cleared $21 million in cap space?
And I was going to get to this earlier, but there's your Jalen Johnson. At least at worst franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's either the Chargers or the Bengals because I do think Houston and Jacksonville are better than Tennessee.
In that division with the Chiefs, though.
Maybe the Jets if Aaron Rodgers plays the whole damn year.
Patriots were last.
I know.
Yeah.
Trust me, I didn't want to say that. Neal.
Patriots were last.
Patriots
in that
were
division,
last, though, yeah.
Can't go worst first. You're not worst.
That's all I did remember too. I went back through the my bet list. By the way, that's why Flannel and I are even on coffee. The Tom Kennedy thing. Because we also had coffee. I said Aaron Rodgers would not make the playoffs.
That is true.
Yeah.
And he did not.
He played one.
Didn't even throw a pass.
He played
He threw a
right,
pass. He didn't complete a pass.
two plays and he was out.
Yeah.
Yep. Didn't even complete a pass.
I know, laughing at an old man suffering an injury. How nice of you all.
Well, I mean, I tried to tell you.
I have no sympathy for
He
that.
is a
old man.
douchebag.
Yeah.
Right, I have
I
no
like
sympathy
Aaron
for that
Rodgers.
old
I
man.
respect him as a player, but he's a douchebag.
And when you're 40 and you don't sell your body to the game like Tom Brady did, like LeBron does, this is how it ends. It always ends like
and
this.
that was where I was kind of like, that's fair. I'll give you that. He's past his prime. Playing the NFL in your 40s is, I mean, that's a rough undertaking no matter who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So certainly that is true. But yeah, appreciate. We got more callers to get to, I assume.
Yeah, I got another caller for you.
You want to knock it down? You want to knock it down real quick, or should we take the break?
Let's take the break first.
All right, we'll take the break. Hold through the break.
Austin, hold the line. We're
Yeah,
coming to you next.
absolutely. After I tell you about Big Boy, because wintertime, it's still wintertime, everybody. Wintertime in Michigan is better with comfort foods from Big Boy. I'm talking like the Hearty, the veal parmesan, the Southern Comfort chicken bowl. Substance to it. More of a breakfast person, that's cool. Stuffed potato pancakes, those are back. The lumberjack, the Santa Fe, the garden omelets, that's always in play. What about the new apple pie hotcakes? And chase it all with a gingerbread shake for dessert. It's Big Boy, everybody. One of Newsweek's 2023 best restaurant chains. Guys, if you haven't been in a while, Big Boy's back, everybody. That's a fact. And get to your local Big Boy today.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Neal Ruhl here for woodwardsports.com/shop. Yes, exactly, everybody. You tired of those same old Detroit sports wearables? We got you covered. The Spencer Raxter-inspired Jack Campbell Meat Missile shirt is out there for you. Amon-Ra St. Brown. We got the Sun God shirt and the classic, the one that started it all. The franchise, I guess you could say. The Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. We got them all. It's beanie season. It's hoodie season. You guys, KG's got both on right now. So you can get there, get your Woodward Sports inspired wearables as well. woodwardsports.com/shop. All right. Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, open phone lines. You guys have carried the entire show so far. And you know what? It's been pretty good.
It has been good.
I'm not going to lie. Woodwardsports.com, chat thread, Ryan's reaction. I want the Bears to trade back so bad and keep Fields. I don't know if you want that.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen regardless.
You give that'll change your tune real quick when they're picking 1, 2, and 10 in the first round.
I've always wondered, though, Neal, and I don't want to hijack the show or anything, but you're ready to just put Trevor Lawrence in the trash. But when it comes to Justin Fields, I've never heard you say anything bad about him, even though his passing numbers really haven't improved that much over his first 3 seasons. Or from his second year to his third year, obviously.
He doesn't get glazed the same as Trevor Lawrence, though.
Because he has an angle of his game that is dynamic, that is unequal to anybody else in the game, sans Lamar Jackson.
That's fair.
His ability to make plays with his feet, I can deal with that. I can, and look, make no mistake, like, you're getting to the point now where with his progression throwing you have to see steps forward. I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
But he is elite at an aspect of the game. Not good, elite.
It got him into the top 100 of the NFL Network's rankings after the 2022 season, which I thought was a little bit, I didn't know if I liked that. But at the same time, yeah, he's one of the best running quarterbacks on a per-game level that we've ever seen. It's just, as a thrower, there's some things left to be desired.
No doubt.
And the Bears haven't won anything yet. Not all his fault, by the way. But
they're not at that exit of the highway yet either, though. You know, like, you gotta remember, like, with the Bears, they spent some money last offseason. They did. Now they're here. Like, now they're on the block. Now it is up to Fields. Now there's some pressure. Now there's some expectations. Now, because, you know, again, you look at what they're going to do at their cornerback spot. They're going to throw their guy a bag, and they're going to keep him. They paid Spenny's guy a $1 billion in the offseason. Like, it's getting real. They got DJ Moore. It's getting time to go for them now, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about it. You got DJ Moore at the wide receiver position, Jalen Johnson as your corner. The guy who they actually had a good contract for, TJ Edwards, actually was the better player than Tremaine Edmonds. And then Montez Sweat. You saw how much he transformed that Bears defense. So they're going to be a threat.
And
go ahead.
Nah, my bad. And they have the 3rd most cap space going into this offseason. So I'm telling you,
they're a threat.
They're plotting something.
And I've been telling you guys that this was in the works for 2 years now. Remember, Spenny? We would do the shows, and I'd be like, guys, I'm looking down the road. These guys are going to be a problem. Jonesy, Trevor Lawrence is 1 billion times better than Justin Fields. Why, Jonesy?
No,
Why?
he's better.
1 billion times better?
Not 1 billion times.
I keep hearing about Trevor Lawrence. I never see it. I hear about it. And then every time coming down the stretch of the season, they got these huge games against the Texans or the Titans, and I look up and they're losing 19-12. Every single time. Playing at home doesn't matter.
No, I mean, Trevor Lawrence had one of the most disappointing seasons of any player in the NFL. He was one of the biggest reasons why the Jaguars didn't make the playoffs. But I guess when it comes to Trevor, you have to take into account that the year before they did make the playoffs. They did win a playoff game, even though Trevor Lawrence did his best to try to lose it in the first half. But still, his second season was good. I think it was a building block onto what you thought he could be. It was just this third year where he took a major step back. And you don't know if he's going to be a great quarterback, a good quarterback, or just another guy.
How about this? I want to know what your instant emotion is to this following sentence, all of you guys. Steve DeYoung, Bears are going to make a move at Danielle Hunter.
I can see it. I can see it.
Spenny's was the best. Spenny was like when a father gets bad news about his kids.
Yeah. It's definitely in play with all that money they got.
Montez Sweat and Danielle Hunter.
Do I have your attention now?
Well, yeah, of course.
That's in play.
They have a defensive coach. You know they're going to continue to upgrade that defense.
It's also in play for the Lions to get Danielle Hunter too and put him opposite Aiden. I'm just saying it's in play for
But both. If it goes to a bidding situation, it is not in play.
That's fair.
Yeah. Brad Holmes ain't going above and beyond. We know that. So
No, it's not because I'm talking like sheer numbers.
Yeah, well,
like availabilities, like what's in the chamber. We got a text here. Michael Jordan is in the Hall of Fame twice. Once as Michael Jordan and once as Scottie Pippen. So there's that as well.
That's a little absurd.
That's true.
Come on now.
Am I swaying you at all?
Oh, no, I mean, he should be in the Hall of Fame. You're not going to sway me that he shouldn't, but that is a true text. He wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for Michael Jordan.
Big facts.
And that's fine. He won the lottery by being drafted by the Chicago Bulls. Both things can be true, but he is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, so, again, just remember. That is
took the deal, man.
That's where the Bears sit. My apologies. We had the caller waiting, right?
Yeah,
Who we got?
Austin.
Austin. Appreciate the wait, Austin. How you doing, man?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Austin. Thanks for waiting.
Yeah, no problem. First time, long time. I was just curious what your guys' thoughts were on tomorrow at the All-Star games. Curry and Sabrina Ionescu are going to do a three-point contest. Do you think there's any chance that Curry's just going to have fun and throw the thing? Because you can bet on this. And it kind of reminds me of, in the 70s, they did a Battle of the Sexes.
The tennis match.
Yeah, the tennis match. I don't know. It gives me the same kind of vibe.
Austin, what if you don't mind me asking, what's the line on that?
Sabrina's plus 176.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's it?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
wow.
So I would assume she is shooting from like with the is a WNBA ball smaller?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the 3-point line closer?
She said she would shoot from NBA 3.
Yeah, I think they're doing. Yeah.
Austin, you got my antenna up on that, man. You may be right.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Curry seems like the kind of guy that just goes out there to have fun.
That is true. I'll have to keep an eye on
I
that.
don't see him locking in.
I'll keep an eye on that. Appreciate the call, Austin. Thanks, my friend.
Yeah, I think if it were like an NBA, just an inter-NBA three-point contest that Steph Curry would lock in, because he is a ruthless competitor. Don't let the babyface thing fool you. But if it's against Sabrina Ionescu, I could definitely see him.
That's an example of the line maybe showing you the way.
Yes, I wouldn't say that he's going to throw it or anything, but
I mean, he's won how many? Like, it's not really important for him. I think it's better for the NBA that Sabrina Ionescu wins it, because they are trying to push the WNBA now. Like, so I could definitely see it.
People would be throwing shit at Steph's balls when he's shooting them.
Real Deal Prime in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread just says, "Sup, Detroit." Hey, sup, Real Deal Prime. Appreciate you tapping in. Stephen Baffey, Lions will go after Hunter and Burns, maybe both, but they have to extend Saint. You're getting kind of aggressive right there. You're getting kind of aggressive. Brandon Catspot, you got to get a comment in from Catspot. Pippen won 57 games without Jordan in 1994. Yeah, how'd it end? Second round of the playoffs.
It was 55, but still, that's not anything to sneeze at. A Michael Jordan-less Bulls team. They were successful that year, at least by the standards of not having Michael Jordan and having Scottie Pippen be their leader. I'm not saying he was ever the best player on a championship team, but you can make the playoffs and you can make a run with Scottie Pippen as your best player.
Was it Pippen or Tony Kukoc?
Okay, come on. No, Kukoc was valuable. He was the European star, kind of the one that paved the way, but that was Scottie's team.
The real K. Collins 77. How can a Hall of Famer average 16 points per game?
I mean,
you guys universally think Ben Wallace is a Hall of Famer. Boom, mic drop. There's other aspects to. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That was a different era of basketball.
Good one, Flannel.
No, I understand.
Got him
I
by
understand.
the balls right there.
That was like a young Neal Ruhl right there.
For sure.
You've got nowhere to go. I've got you trapped. You see, you got to be like, I was waiting for this. I got you guys trapped.
Yeah, and I get it. It's not as simple as that, but I'm just saying. Like, Scottie Pippen was one of the best defenders of his era as well.
Ryan's reaction: blocking my 14th Cats account. Well, let's keep creating them. Keep creating them and keep following Woodward Sports, I guess.
He does have so many accounts.
No, absolutely does. We got any more calls on the line right now, KG?
Not at the moment.
All right. 313-552-6322. That is the phone number. You can feel free to jump. If you jump in, we'll stop what we're doing and get to your point. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Sounds good.
But you got to be good. And I'm really happy with the
call
callers.
Yeah, I know everybody's keeps trying to get Brandon Cass to call in.
Mitten Maid. Before I read this comment, Mitten Maid, I would remind you the Woodward Heavyweights is 5-7. But here, check them out. My guy Spencer and Easy. In that vein, Mitten Maid says Larissa Pippen, the real MVP, just waiting my turn.
Shout out, she gets around.
She does.
Again, the Woodward Heavyweights 5-7.
5-7, check us out.
This would be a topic. This would be a segment, right?
Yeah, probably we can power rank Larissa Pippen, guys.
She probably babysitted Marcus Jordan, man.
Yeah, and now he's cracking cheeks. Gotta love it.
What'd you say, Dr. Clapping Cheeks?
Yeah, Dr. Cracking Cheeks. Gotta love it.
Mike G.
Just another chip for the Jordan family.
Right. They never lose.
Chuck Brewer, Neal, didn't Pippen refuse to go back into the game because Kukoc had the last play drawn up for him? Discuss.
That's facts.
No, that was not a great moment.
He's a puss, man.
Yeah, he pouts.
How many more examples do you need?
He pouts.
Still the second best player on 6 championship teams, multiple-time All-Star, multiple-time All-NBA. Yeah. I'm just moments don't. They may be when you're nitpicking, but when you're going into the Hall of Fame, especially the Basketball Hall of Fame, Scottie Pippen deserves to be there.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't agree with you, but whatever. Tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Swiss Insurance, somewhere where it's universal. They should be in the Hall of Fame. And do you have football in the brain? Of course you do. Heading into a long season, a way that you can pass the time is to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177. Again, that is 248-800-4177. Swiss Insurance.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Well, guys, football season is officially over and spring training is underway right now. However, Jack Labrador is 24/7, 365. Learn how to play on your phone right now. Go to jacklabrador.gg. 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Remember, once you go Jack, you never go back. Go to jacklabrador.gg. Scan the QR code on your screen. Learn to play right now. The new card game that is taking over the nation. It is Jack Labrador. All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Sam Flannel in for DMAC KG. He's a man on a mission right now. Right. Spencer Raxter, happy to have you all with us. Jump into that woodwardsports.com chat thread. Get your thoughts out there. Give us a call for those of you just joining. We're open phone lines now, 313-552-6322. That is the phone number. And KG's telling me right now, as a matter of fact, we have another caller. We have more callers to get to, huh?
Yeah, we do. I believe this guy's name is Neal. I couldn't really hear him, but it sounded like a Neal to me. But whatever your name is, what's up?
Can't wait to hear this. Neal,
doing
how
good.
are you?
I'm doing great. My question is this. We've got 2 injuries on the offensive line with Vaitai and Jackson, and we got Glasgow as a free agent. Would you be upset if we went O-line in the first round?
No, Neal, I would not. As a matter of fact, that's something that I've discussed here multiple times where and Neal, here's the deal. Like when you get to towards the end of the draft, like where the Lions are now, you get in those high 20s, that seems to be about the time where the best available guard comes off the board. Now, I haven't gone deep dive on it yet. I will, though, coming up pretty soon. But for me, Neal, it is that spot where if you can get the best available guard, then not only would I go that avenue just for like quote-unquote offensive line depth, it would give me the ability to, when I have discussions with Jonah Jackson saying, well, your replacement's sitting right here.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that one because Jonah Jackson, he's one that is up for a contract. Are we going to keep him? Are we going to pay him to a long-term deal? We don't know because his health has been an issue, and with Graham Glasgow, he's somebody that I certainly want back. I think he's very, very valuable, but it does allow for the Lions to consider drafting a guard. Me personally, and call me the biggest homer in the world, I don't care. I would like the Lions to take a spin on Zach Zinner in a later round, and there is precedent with the Lions doing it because Jonah Jackson was actually a third-round pick in 2020, and Zach Zinter, I believe he is one of the best linemen I've ever seen at Michigan. He was an All-American, two-time All-Big Ten in the previous couple of years, and because of the injury, I think he's going to fall. So give me Zach Zinner in a later round. That's my guy.
Not opposed.
313-552-6322 is a phone number here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. I want to go back to this, too, since we're just kind of spitballing right now. Art Vandelay, and we touched on this earlier. Subscribe to the podcast, by the way. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcasts, if you want to rewind, fast forward, all that. Art Vandelay said, Harrison Butker makes $20 million on a 5-year deal. So, as we said, $4 million per year. I'd pay that if Dan Campbell used him. But again, Art, we're going the other way with that. We're going the other way.
I get it, but... And this is where I'm going to contradict myself a little bit because I said Michael Badgley was fine, and I would probably rather allocate the money in a different direction. Harrison Butker has been so valuable to this Chiefs team.
Yeah.
They probably don't win the Super Bowl either this year or last year without him. He was money in the playoffs, money often in the regular season. I mean, the AFC Championship game last year ended with a Harrison Butker, I believe, 48-yard field goal, and you even saw it in the Super Bowl. How many field goals did the Kansas City Chiefs kick? I believe it was 4.
They went 17 drives without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
You can't do that and win a Super Bowl if you don't have a money kicker.
Yeah, so Harrison Butker, that's different. I'm not saying it's realistic for the Lions to have somebody like that, but I can see why a guy like him kind of has your antennas up a little bit. That's all.
Again, I will say I'm more comfortable with Brad Holmes and a 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick, 6th-round pick, 7th-round pick, because that's the equivalent.
That's also extremely fair.
And you still got a couple bucks left over.
That's fair. I don't hate that either.
I want him to draft that Alabama kid.
What, Reichert?
5th or 6th round, yeah, Will Reichert.
He was nailed.
And I'm for you.
Yeah.
Know I'm for that.
Yeah.
You guys know I'm for that. I was the Jake Moody Express.
I hate PFF because I drafted him in my mock draft in the I think 6th round, and they gave me a D for it. What? I just got the best kicker in the draft in the 6th round. You give me a D. All right.
Easy. You paid Teddy Bridgewater $6 million last year to be your backup. LOL. Hey, that placated the Tom Masaways of the world.
That's a good point.
What did I say?
Yeah, I said that too. I made all the jokes. Teddy Two Gloves. I did not give a shit about Teddy Bridgewater, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna care when he comes in and saves the day." If he's playing, we lost. Like, no.
Like the Maz contingents of the world that were like, if it's $8 million, give him $8 million. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
The only rebuttal I will give to that, and this is Teddy Bridgewater's contract notwithstanding, the Cleveland Browns are an example of a team that when their starting quarterback went down, they weren't necessarily.
They did it with 4 guys.
I understand. I'm just saying that they were able to right the ship and at least make the playoffs.
And their defense is much better than
That's also fair. I'm just saying there's precedent of it not effing your season. That's all.
313-552-6322 to talk to Big D Energy. KG, who's on the line?
We got my man Steve on the line. What's up, Steve?
Hey, good morning, guys. Neal, Flannel.
Good morning.
Yeah, we already kind of touched on picking O-line in the first round, but given your choice, would you rather go the best available O-line, edge, or go with that DB that we're needing to get a DB1? I'll sit back and listen.
Appreciate it. Here's the deal. Are you giving me, again, I just go back to my fundamentals. If you're giving me the best of something, the best guard, per se, you wanted to the best guard that could play center or anywhere in the interior. Flannel, I've always been like this. If I can get the best of something, I'm going to get the best of something. To whereas the edge situation, now you're talking like what, your fourth option?
Yeah, unless Brad Holmes trades up, of course. But yeah.
You see where I'm saying? Like, it's a fundamental thing for me. Like, and the cornerback situation, from film I've seen, and I raise my hand and say, I am not an NFL scout, everybody. I'm not paid as such. I don't pretend to be such. From the film I've seen that Spencer's made me watch, I'm on your side, Spenny. If you can go Nate Wiggins and you can do it.
I don't think he's going to be there at 29.
I don't think he's going to be there either. But from the film I've seen, that's the one I want. The Quinion Mitchells and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling. It's all handsy. It's in the MAC. Picks all came against Rocky Lombardi.
Shout out, GOAT.
So no Cooper DeJean for you.
Neal hates Iowa. I like TJ Tampa as well. I think he's a good pick if the Lions were to go cornerback.
So I guess for me, Flannel, it just comes back to theory. If I'm getting the best of something, that's what I want. Plus, too, you ever notice like these guards that get taken in the first round always are good.
Yeah.
It seems like.
For the most part.
Now, I know somebody's going to drop in an example from 2018 or whatever. I get it.
Tomlinson.
But it feels like they're all. But was he not a guard on a Super Bowl winning team?
Yeah.
You see what I'm like? That's my point. You know.
I think that. Yeah, but I think those top four cornerbacks are all going to be gone at 29. Mitchell, Kool-Aid, DeJean, and Wiggins. I don't think any of them are going to be there.
Yeah, and then you're looking at guys like an Ennis Rakestraw or
TJ Tampa.
Yeah, TJ Tampa, or like a Cam Hart from Notre Dame. Yeah, from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're probably most likely to get the best guard at 29, although I'm not sure how likely that is either. But to me, the only reason I will say corner is because I'm taking into account free agency. There are a lot of good free agents, both with the more expensive guys like a Josh Allen or a rental guy like a Jadeveon Clowney or a cheap guy who's coming off his rookie contract that people don't know as much about, like a Bryce Huff. You don't see as many. The free agency class for the cornerback position is not nearly as deep. So I would probably say corner in the draft, edge in free agency, but that's playing my role because I think you can get a good edge in free agency even cheaper. And at the corner position, I'm not so sure.
I just don't think this is as good of a draft for corners as last year.
That's extremely
I would agree
fair.
with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with that.
There was 3 guys in last year's draft that they're all going to be CB1s.
Yep.
Alex Haggerty, and this is a question for Spenny because he's the simp for him. You'll have to move 2 of your top 3 picks and probably a future second to get up to 16 for Wiggins. Is that too much?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That's why I mess with you, Spenny.
No.
You're real. Like, you don't die on the hill for your talking points.
No.
You apply logic and common sense.
Yeah, I think that would be too much.
Absolutely. 313-552-6322. But we're talking Detroit Lions. And just going back to it, I want everybody to understand how this is going to work. Brad Holmes told you this. This is nothing new. We've discussed this. Brad Holmes, I think, told you as much in his presser where he said, look, the guy's got to fit. He's got to be able to play here. Not everybody can play for the Lions, which I think is code for telling you, if you think I'm going out here and doing 4 at 100 for somebody, you're fooling yourself.
Jimmy Garoppolo suspended 2 games. Raiders QB used prescribed medication without having valid therapeutic use exemption. I don't know what
that seems
means.
pretty granular.
He's probably popping Addies or something.
Yeah, Adderall came to mind for sure.
Molly in the club?
Yeah, maybe. It's probably Adderall or Xanax or something. He's in Vegas. I mean,
porn star Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hey, man. He took half a Xan, 13 hours till he lands.
Yeah, sure.
He was out like a light.
Could have been a blue pill.
You know what, though? I could see Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a good-looking dude. I don't care what you say.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Very
uncomfortably good-looking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uncomfortably good-looking. But, yeah, again, 313-552-6322. That is the phone number. And, guys, we're live at the Planet Fitness Studios, as you guys know. And, look, there's a bunch of taglines on the read to talk to you about. Here's the bottom line. I've been a member at Planet Fitness for 3 years. I'll never be a member at another gym, because Planet Fitness is everything I need. $1 down, $10 a month. That'll get you access to your home club. If you're a baller and you're on the move, the Black Card. It's $24.99 a month, and you get to go to any Planet Fitness in the world. You get to bring a guest. You get to use the tanning beds, the hydro massage, all of that. And there's tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights. Spenny, what do you want tonight?
I'm off today.
You're off today. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. I went and got my little 5K. I did a lift. It was arms,
Tomorrow's
beach muscles.
legs and core.
Legs and core. I'm off Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay.
That's how I
I
operate.
take Fridays off.
Yep.
Friday and Sunday are my off days.
Okay, there you go. Different stroke. But you can do that at Planet Fitness, especially with the Black Card. But the bottom line is this, guys. Go to planetfitness.com. You can join there. Pull in the parking lot of the one of over 50 you pass in the Metro Detroit area. Guys, I'm being serious with this. Maybe you said you were going to get in shape for the new year. Do it. Quit talking about it and go do it. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Since 1996, yes, back when Boyz II Men was singing Motown Philly, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. There's 18 Feldman Automotive locations, which means there's one in your backyard. Go to feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. And as a matter of fact, we broadcast often live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in all the state of Michigan. Think about that, guys. Like Michigan, home of the Motor City. What's the #1 Chevrolet dealer? Feldman Chevrolet. You guys know what it is. Again, go to feldmanauto.com. It's Feldman Automotive. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Kind of a chill Friday. We're taking calls on the show, and we're doing that now. Even if we're on a topic, doesn't matter. You call the show, we'll put you on, get your thoughts out there. Don't suck. Don't suck, because we don't got time for it. 313-552-6322. That is the phone number. Neal, Ruhl, Sam, Flannel, of course, KG, and Spencer Raxter. Brandon Katz. I'd call in if I wanted to call in. Not that I care what people think. Okay. Do whatever you want. However you feel. The Ski Mask Boy. The Red Wings. Yes. The Red Wings. Flannel.
Yes.
Last night.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. Especially on the heels of coming off giving up, a 7 spot to the Oilers. I don't like it.
No, and that's not the ideal way you want to start off your road trip. Fortunately for the Detroit Red Wings, they were able to have that phenomenal stretch where they went 10-2-2 and in 14 games and put themselves right firmly back into the playoff picture. And those were, and to be fair, and I'm not saying that any West Coast game is easy by any means, the Edmonton game and the Vancouver game, those were the ones that were the tougher. I would say Calgary.
No doubt.
Calgary and Seattle, they're not playoff teams, so the Red Wings still have time to bounce back and win those. But ideally, you would at least get 1 point out of the two, and they didn't do that.
I'm not pissed that they lost. I'm pissed in the fashion that they lost. Like, they gave up, 21 shots?
Yeah.
And Vancouver scored 4 goals, and they had 100 power plays and couldn't score a power play goal. And look, that happens. And they're Are they still the top team in the NHL, Vancouver? I know they're there. I know they're in the discussion.
Yeah, they're there.
So you can't jump up and down and say, oh, they suck because they lost at Vancouver. Everyone loses at Vancouver. Yeah. You can't say, oh, they suck because they lost to Connor McDavid at home. He's Jesus, number one. And number two, like they've won, 16 of their last 20 games or whatever that number is. So I'm not going to go crazy about it. I'm not. 313-552-6322. KG, we got people lined up again. Who we got?
We got Terrell from FL. What's up, Terrell?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Long time, but definitely not a first time. I think at this point in my life, I probably talk to you guys more than my real life friends. So cool. There's that. But I just wanted to make a comment about the draft. I've been hearing a lot of people speculating about whether or not Brad is going to move up or move back. And there's a lot of people saying that they think that Brad absolutely will not move out of the first round because the draft is in Detroit. And I can promise you guys this. Brad Holmes does not give a shit where the draft is. If he sees a move that he thinks is going to make the team better by moving out of the first round, he's going to do it. So don't get married to that idea.
No, and Terrell, appreciate the phone call, my friend. And you said it. I appreciate that you said it because now I don't have to, because you and I are in lockstep about that. Like let's not get this twisted. None of that matters to him. Because he's in the lab cooking, Flannel.
Yes, and part of the story of Brad Holmes with every single draft is making those moves, making those trade-ups. I mean, people forget in 2021, trading up to 130 to get Derek Barnes, that happened. We obviously know what happened in 2022 with getting the 12 and 46 overall pick to get Jamison Williams and Josh Pascal. That happened, but most notably was the last draft where they traded back from the number 6 pick to draft Jahmyr Gibbs at 12, which also included getting the 34th pick, which was Sam Laporta, and then later on moved from 48 to 45 to get Brian Branch. So most of the time when Brad Holmes decides to make a move, it works out great, and if he sees something that he likes, it wouldn't shock me at all if he does it again, because he's done it at literally every single draft for the Detroit Lions.
What do you got, Spenny?
Dictator Trump in the Woodward Sports Chat said Trump/Cats 2024.
Trump/Cats.
That's a hell of a ticket.
Okay. Mike G, I just need the Red Wings West Coast trip to end. Well, it's just getting started, my friend. And we knew this,
and
though.
then we got Colorado at home, first day back.
On the comeback. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. Alex Haggerty, best team in the league after you beat them in your own building. This loss doesn't mean much to me. And Alex, no, again, I'm with you. It's just when you look around that lead, that pad that they had, that's down to 2 points now.
I know.
And then the Penguins are still lurking because they got 3 games in hand. But this is the way it was designed to be, and it's going to come down to this, and it just is. And somebody in the chat, I scrolled past it and lost it, but essentially they were sizing up the Red Wings goalie situation.
Yeah.
And look, like Lyon has never played this much. Husso came back, was here for a minute, now he's out again. So, ... I don't like the look of it. Am I crazy that I don't get a good feel?
No, you're not crazy. Obviously, we love what Alex Lyon's done for this team. I mean, he saved the goaltending position pretty much with Ville Husso being out and Ville Husso playing very poorly to start the year. But you're right, he's never had this much run. Last night's game wasn't necessarily a strong one, so we shall see. And overall, by the way, and this is unfortunate, and it hasn't torpedoed them quite yet. But when you look at the numbers with the Detroit Red Wings, their goals allowed per game is dangerously close to what it was last year. The reason the Red Wings are better is because their offense has been revamped.
Really, what changed?
Alex DeBrincat, Patrick Kane, and you could even add Sprong and Gottespier in that because they've played very well offensively too. But yeah, Steve Yzerman made some moves to upgrade the offense, and it certainly has paid dividends.
Hey, to quote Juwan Howard, you're welcome.
You did deliver us DeBrincat.
I did. I was the one that brokered that deal.
Yeah.
I was the one that made it happen. I was the one that took it to the streets.
And Steve Yzerman listened to you.
Absolutely,
you were in his ear. You were in the room.
Absolutely,
did
we were.
Did he elbow you in the kidney like Brad Holmes did to Dan Campbell when they made the Gibbs pick when it happened?
No, we're too cool for that.
That's
you know what
fair.
I'm saying?
Yeah, Steve Yzerman's not that type.
That guy up north. Any chance we trade back to the top of the second round? Like let a desperate team overpay for a player they want. Those first 5 picks of the second round are valuable too. And look, like, because I know it's always going to be a topic of discussion, and callers call in to 313-552-6322. They want to talk about the draft. I get it. I'll stop what I'm doing to talk about the draft. I'm fine with it. There are going to be some talking points that I stick to, points that I make, because that guy up north and everybody else, when you talk about Brad Holmes in the draft, I think Brad Holmes is one of these guys that he has his targets, no question, but I think he kind of lets the board play out too.
Yeah.
He may say, all right, I have this rough idea of what I would like to do in a perfect world. But then as things play out, and you guys know how this works, right? Like there's runs on guys. There's runs on a position. There's runs on trades. And to me, I think he is one of these guys that's comfortable in seeing letting it see how it plays out, and then kind of reacting to that. Because when runs or movement or volatility happens, this is going to sound very stock markish, but here we are, in the books. When volatility happens, that creates opportunity for profit, for gain.
Yeah, and one of the best examples of it, of course, was last year, because it's pretty much universally known right now that Brad Holmes wanted Devon Witherspoon. Yep. That was his pick. And I think most of us thought that he would fall to 6 to the Detroit Lions. I don't think a lot of us wanted him to make that pick. We wanted Jalen Carter at the time. But Devon Witherspoon was Brad Holmes' pick. It was hella impressive. I can't believe I said hella impressive. But it was hella impressive how Brad Holmes was able, and he probably had this as a just-in-case move, that he was able to trade back, get compensated, and draft Jahmyr Gibbs, who ended up turning out to be the best rookie running back in the draft. And one of his picks he got along with it was 34, which turned into Sam Laporta. So last year was a perfect example of he didn't get his first choice, but the picks that he got was just as good, if not better.
He got compensated to take Jahmyr Gibbs.
He did.
He got paid to take Jahmyr Gibbs, who turned out to be better than Bijan Robinson.
He was. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's wild to me. 313-552-6322 is a phone number. KG, who we have?
We got Emery, a.k.a. Big Papa E.
All right.
All right.
Emery.
Oh, hey, Big Papa E. That's a big intro. What do you have?
Come on, what's going on, man? Listen, first and foremost, I've been watching y'all for I just count on y'all so I'll say 2 years now. Every day, all of y'all content. I love you guys, the content. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing I want to do is I want to say, man, give them still another round of applause to the Lions for this year. It's crazy.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
I knew from last year how we ended that we were going to do this. And then, the draft and everything, I watched everything. I knew we were going to come up like this. And then to get there and then, lose to the Niners like this, and it was cool. Because for me, I got over it the next day because, look where we got to. You know what I'm saying? And I know Brad and them, they're going to do their thing in the draft again. So I'm not even worried. I know they're going to fill the holes again. And I'm telling you, man, I'm seeing us going to the Super Bowl next year. Who do we play? I don't know. Why am I saying that? Because I think we have the tools. We found the right niche and the groups that need to go on certain downs and everything. And I think maybe the special teams get a little better. But other than that, man, it's an all-around great team with enough money to fill in some more holes. We going there again. And shout out to y'all. That's all I really want to say. In the draft, I think we need a corner and a lineman. I'll take a lineman first if he's good, like that Powers dude. I don't know the corners like that, but I know if we get a corner in there, we need one of those two. We need one. I think everything else is filled, man. You take a linebacker, but it's all really filled. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to y'all and man, keep doing your thing, man. That's all I have for y'all,
appreciate
man. Go
that,
Lions.
Appreciate that, Big Papa.
Hey, one more thing.
Yeah, what do you got?
One more thing. The Michigan won. We forget that we actually came home with something, So, I'm content. I'm content, man. Hey,
Big Papa E's living large.
Too. I watch the Red Wings. I'm waiting on the Tigers this year. So I'm telling you, man, we going up. I'm in San Francisco, but I'm from Grand Rapids, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm really from Grand Rapids. I live in San Francisco now. I grew up in Sacramento. I'm out here on the West Coast, man, but I'm still watching y'all. Y'all be up so early. I'll be like, dang.
Man, shout out Big Papa E, man.
Right, man.
Getting up early on the West Coast.
Shout out to Big D, man. Hey, the Big D, I think y'all funny. I fuck with it, though. Big D in the building. Don't worry about nothing, you know what I'm saying?
And Woodward Sports going crazy. Love y'all channel, man. Keep doing your thing.
All right. That's big. That's Big Papa E, everybody. Appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate the love as well. And that was cool. That's cool of him. He gets up early in the morning, to tune it on out there in the West Coast. West Coast hitters for Big D Energy out there. You know what it is, KG.
Oh, yeah.
Those are our people out there.
Far-reaching, man.
Yeah. You know what? He does bring up a good point, and it's something where I know that we're crushed with the way that it ended, but I think that you have to look at this past Lions season and say to yourself, they came in above expectations. Because all we were looking for was the goal of the season. Everyone in this room, I think everybody in this city, the goal of the season was win a playoff game and show me it's for real.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we're in the NFC Championship game with the lead at halftime and all that kind of stuff. Like it got crazy real quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good perspective game that I feel like Big Papa E has come to grips with, is that obviously I'm very, very disappointed with how the season ended. It's still something that I have gotten over it, but it's still something that's disappointing. But the game that I like to play is, if you would have guaranteed that this would be the result of the season before the season had started, would you have taken it? Every single person in this room, probably every single person in this chat, would have taken the result. 12-5 division championship, 2 playoff wins, one of them being against Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams, going undefeated in the playoffs at home. It was a wildly successful season for the Detroit Lions. That does mean that expectations change moving forward, but the 2023 Detroit Lions season will be looked at until or unless it gets usurped as one of the best seasons in Lions history.
Yeah, big facts.
Here on Mark M. Careful, he's about to hand the phone to Rashida in the back seat. No, that's instant. No. That's instant disconnection.
Yeah.
Instant disconnection.
Ron's electric, man.
That guy, he gets around, man. I used to work for a different radio station. He would call us all the time. It's crazy the amount of people that have stories about him.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, too, speaking of that, you know what? I'll get it when we get back, because there was a comment in the chat that I think is the topic we're going to get into next, and then there's something that I want to address, because they were talking about the DeBrincat thing and all that kind of stuff. So a lot to get to still here. 313-552-6322. That is the phone number. Spenmo, Hunter the cat. He's getting bigger now.
Yeah.
And he's even more shot out of a can. Dude, this cat is doing parkour off the walls.
Fuck yeah.
He'll run into the corner and literally climb the wall, bounce off the other wall, and then run up the stairs, dude.
Yeah.
Good
because we get healthy cat food.
Yeah. If you need some healthy cat food, if you need to feed Brandon cats, all you got to do is go to Premier Pet Supply, because Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food with curbside home delivery. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply at www.premierpetsupply.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust, on Woodward Avenue just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Flannel in for D-Mac, Spencer Raxter, KG. Shout out to KG, by the way. That workload just increased by about 1,000 313. You all right?
It's slight work, man.
All right, okay.
Come on now.
Talk your talk, KG. 313-552-6322. Yes, we do phone calls. Anytime you want to call in, we'll stop what we're doing, jump in there, get your thoughts out there. And I like it. Day one, we're 3/4 of the way through it. I like it. What's your impression so far?
The callers have been great. They've provided us with some good topics that we didn't even think about. So, yeah, I would say it has been a net positive, at least on this show. Thank you, callers, by the way. Good work.
I did want to talk about this. And someone in the chat, my apologies because it scrolled through before I could remember the name, but you know who you are, said something to the effect of, wow, both major sports networks in Detroit are claiming credit for the DeBrincat thing. There can only be one, because there can only be one that spoke this into existence, not the December before the trade. Ooh. The December before that, looking at the contract situation. Spenny, mark me.
It's true.
We spoke that into existence here on Big D Energy, because there's only a select few of the sports people in Detroit that read the tea leaves. And when I say read the tea leaves, like, take a look at contracts, because the financials, Flannel, tell you what's going to happen.
They do. And, as to quote Zach and Miri make a porno, that can be only one. And it was Neal. You guys remember that.
Reference right
yes,
there.
yes,
That's a
it
great
is.
movie.
Yeah. No, a great movie. But regardless of how he got here, just let give Neal the credit. Let Neal take it.
I know. I don't need. It's fine. The real ones know.
Your shit, Neal.
The real ones know.
Well, it's just because when it comes to DeBrincat, it's not just what he's done, which he has had a great year. His goal pace isn't quite up to 40, but still, it doesn't matter. Maybe he's due for a hot streak, by the way. It's what he has done for Dylan Larkin and Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond and Dylan Larkin are both on pace to setting their career high in points. And I don't think it's any coincidence that Alex DeBrincat is there to carry some of the workload. And when it comes to Dylan Larkin, I think what a lot of us have said is that, is he a 1C on a Stanley Cup winning team? Not necessarily, but with the right pieces around him, he can be a 1C on a playoff team. And I think that is going to be the case this season. I think they're going to hold on and make it.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
I really hope so, because if anything, the whole Lions situation, how quickly it can turn to despair, even in the moments of great triumph. You know, I do, because people think, and look, I talked about this, the outrage and the anger about the Packers game on Thanksgiving, to me, wasn't even about the Lions. It's because of the way we are in society right now. We feel like we were promised something.
Right.
Like this was going to be a sure result. And this was going to be our crowning moment, because it's Thanksgiving. We all get to watch. We felt like we were owed this, and we didn't get it.
Oh, 100% we felt that we were owed it.
Had nothing to do with football.
But I don't necessarily blame the Detroit Lions, because, and I get it, it does not take away anything from the season, not even a little bit, but it's like, even when the Lions are good on Thanksgiving, they lose. They lost the year before to Buffalo. They lost the year before that to Chicago. It just seems like when it comes to Thanksgiving, what does a team have to do to win on Thanksgiving? It was that damn move.
I
know it was that, like, whatever it was, that waxing gibbous or whatever. But
I know. How could they, after having played an NFL football game 72 hours before that game? How could they?
That was the Chicago game where they had to come back. So that was a lot
How
of energy
could they?
expended.
I know, but it's the Green Bay Packers, and that
And like
went by
their worst stretch of football for the year. They were 2-2.
I know, but the Packers, that was another one of those games that catapulted the Packers into their playoff run too. I'm just saying.
So
as a fan, I can understand, and I'm over it. Obviously, the Lions, they made the playoffs. They won 2 playoff games at home, but that was disappointing at the time.
All right, 313-552-6322. KG, who's next?
Listen, we got one of the great callers of our time, my man Freddie Felt,
Hey.
313.
Oh, all right.
Shout out.
Hey, Freddie, what's up, man?
Hey, El Presidente, what up, though?
Freddie, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Hey, real quick, and I promise this will be quick, I got a top 5 for you. Not sure if you've ever done this, and I will be rapid fire about it.
All right, let's go.
Just wanted to hear and get permission. Let's go. Top 5 Detroit commercials, ads, jingles of all time. Honorable mention is the Rip Hamilton, Dr. Romani ads they used to show during the games. Hilarious.
I remember that.
Number 5, there's always savings time at Farmer Jack killed it.
All right.
Number 4, Sexy Specs. They had the doc out there doing the James Brown every commercial break. Dude, killed it. Number 3, I'm an 80s baby. Number 3, some of these youngsters might not remember the "Here, dog, come on, dog." The Telegraph Road car dealer commercial with the cowboy and the dog.
Yes.
Classic. Number 2, coming in hot. Number 2, Mr. Allen, 29 or 2 for 50. And then number 1, the goated Detroit commercial of all time. If you know the words at home, sing it for me. Detroit first. Number 1. That's all I have for you, Big D. I'll let you discuss. Go Blue. I'm out.
All right, there's Freddie Felt 313 laying it down. Those were goated.
Yeah,
those were goated. The DOC that I forget the doc's name, but him dancing, dude, was next. Just soft too. It was soft, but it was good, but it wasn't good.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes any sense.
Did he mention the Mel Farr commercial?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Mel Farr.
That's up there.
KG.
That's up there.
Good catch, man. Good catch on that one. Danny G, 2 for 50, got to be the one.
Yeah.
Lots of love. 1 for 29, 2 for 50. Mr. Allen. I don't know if it's still there. The Mr. Allens are still with us, right?
Yeah.
There's one in Pontiac, right?
It's called, it's something different now, though.
Yeah, it's got a different name. It rebranded.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I know. Those 29 2 for 50 commercials, classic.
29 2 for 50.
Those were goated, man. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about. We were talking about the DeBrincat thing, right? Because somebody brought up like the 2 big Detroit sports
Who said
networks.
It first?
Yeah, which, I did, but whatever. That wasn't the point of it. The point of it was this. I know this morning, and maybe we shouldn't talk about this kind of stuff. I don't know, but this morning, Mike Stone did his final morning show, for the other network
Legend.
over there. Yeah. And like, you got to address that.
Yes.
Because everybody in this room is here because of like what Mike Stone started.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Stoney's the man.
He is, and he's a great dude too. He and I mean, we're friends. Are you friends if you text and they respond right away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're friends then. We get together and talk every now and then, but Stoney's great. A lot of support for me in the play-by-play field and stuff like that. I get a text from him saying, "Man, you're good at what you do. Keep doing it," and all that kind of stuff. And he trailblazed. Like, we didn't have this format here back in 1994 when they started it over there. So just wanted to give Mike Stone the shout out. I know he's like semi-retired or whatever, but you blazed a trail, my friend. You absolutely blazed a trail, and I appreciate your efforts. And I'm not here today if you didn't do what you did. So that's facts.
Absolutely, none of us are here, and Mike Stone is obviously one of the biggest legends in the game when it comes to Detroit radio. And then, but also, I have to get this out there as well. The man that was chosen to replace him, Jim Costa, home freaking run.
Yeah.
He is one of the rising stars in the business. I already think he is a star, but
Costa's the man too.
Costa is excellent.
Yeah.
He's somebody that I even watch right now and kind of learn things from. So, and Stoney, obviously, of course, he was a trailblazer. I've been listening to him for years now.
Mm-hmm.
Adiz 411, Mr. Allens are called Kicks USA now. Get out of here.
No, it's called something else. I can't remember what the name is, but
now we have to see. I wonder, because
I haven't been there in a while.
They still have it listed
There's
as
one by my house on Grand River.
Snipes.
Yep, that's what it is.
That's even worse. Come on, man.
All of them are Snipes now, or most of them. So
that's trash, bro.
Yeah, hey, times change, man.
That is absolute trash.
I'll tell you one thing: you ain't gonna choose 29 2 for 50 no more.
no, you're certainly not doing that. Everyone's confirming Snipes. So yeah, that's tough, bro. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I have a Lions topic, though, because people got us on it, kind of reminiscing on the season.
You remember Murray's? You guys remember Murray's?
The auto parts store?
With the homeless man as their...
Yeah. The beard was out of control. Yeah. It does look like... It looks like the dude in the viral video that goes online that before, like, a barber came through and gave people haircuts. He looks like the before part.
I want to be in that marketing meeting where they're like, we're going to use a homeless guy for the face of our company.
And it's going to work.
And it did.
Yeah,
but then it didn't.
It worked until it didn't.
Yeah.
Jack Labrador always works, everybody. Yes, football season's over. Spring training's going on right now. Jack Labrador's 24/7, 365. Go on your phone right now, jacklabrador.gg. Scan the QR code on the screen. Do it right now, and you can learn how to play Jack Labrador. 2 new symbols in a franchise-changing 3-point play. And remember, once you go Jack, you'll never go back. Go to jacklabrador.gg right now.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Hey, guys. We got the Detroit Sports Wearables for you. You guys know what it is. WoodwardSports.com/shop. Yes, the Stoked Not Scared t-shirt. Although some of us were scared while claiming to be stoked. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But get that Stoked Not Scared t-shirt. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. Go to WoodwardSports.com/shop. Keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Sam Flannel. Of course, we have KG and Spencer Raxter as well. And, we're just chopping it up. And somebody, and again, I had it queued up here, and then I lost it after an update, so my apologies, but you guys know who it was. By the way, Stephen Barry's getting some love.
Throwback.
Shout out Stephen Barry's.
Everyone owns something from Stephen Barry's. I don't care who you are. At some point in your life. KG, do you have something from Stephen Barry's?
I'm pretty sure.
You know you did.
Yeah.
You absolutely know you did. Anthony Fox says, I think it was a caveman, Spenny.
Yeah.
But then right under that, Hoof Hearted says, I saw that guy on internet bum fights. What's wrong with
That's
us?
still the best episode of Dr. Phil ever. Is when he had the guy who made bum fights on, and
He was like, why? What's wrong
the
with
guy
you?
dressed up as Dr. Phil.
Oh, yeah.
And because he was gonna Dr. Phil was gonna berate him about exploiting these people for money, and he came on there and said, "You do the same thing I do." It was awesome.
Big facts.
That actually is pretty good.
Big facts.
That actually is pretty good. Kicks USA is in Philadelphia, and they own Snipes too.
Oh, well.
So I guess
conglomerate.
I guess that's it. Top 5 ramen noodles.
Well, chicken is one.
Shrimp.
Oriental's number 1.
Shrimp.
Oriental.
What? I feel like I don't know you guys now.
That just tells me that 30 seconds about ramen.
Yeah.
Creamy chicken's up there too. The creamy chicken's good.
Picante chicken. I don't know if you tried that.
Man, that's too designer.
I didn't realize there were so many ramens.
Oh,
man.
What are we going to do next week, by the way? All right, no, you know what? We'll decide that later. All right, I want to get to this. And again, my apologies. I forget who it was that said it certainly, the Lions season certainly was a success, even though I sat there and doubted the players and the staff the whole time. And I think that there were more of those people out there. I forget who it was, but it was pretty funny. We love honesty on this show.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll never lie into this camera to you guys. Never. When did you know it was real?
The division win.
No.
The division win? When did you know it was real?
I would probably say a little bit earlier than that. I knew it was real after the first Bears game where they won at Ford Field because they did everything in their power to lose that game. I mean, Jared Goff threw 3 picks. The Bears just could not close it out. And it was at that point where I went on the show the very next day and said one of the biggest compliments you can give about an NFL team. The Detroit Lions are inevitable. And it made it even sweeter because I was at that game, but it was just, it seemed like at that point that even if they played their C-, their D+ game, that they still had enough to pull it out. And I get it. It was still during the midst of a stretch that wasn't the best for the Detroit Lions, but winning that game, a game where you didn't even play well, to me, that was what put the cherry over the top and made me feel that it was at least a team that would carry on and win the division and then win that first playoff game.
Steve, oh baby, Neal, weren't you the one that said if the Lions don't make the Super Bowl that it was a failure? No. Tell me when I said that.
I don't think you said that.
No, I said let's get this playoff game won, and then we're free rolling. I said because remember I gave the analogy. I said I'm in the casino, and if they win the playoff game, say I brought $200 to the casino.
Yeah.
I get that doubled, right, by winning the playoff game. I take that $200 and I put it back in my pocket.
Yep.
And then we're playing on someone else's money at that point.
Yep. I think they call that house money.
Yeah,
house money.
I will say this, though. I think the fact that they got Tampa at home in the divisional round, certainly for me, I had the thought of my mind of, please don't lose to Baker Mayfield. Please don't lose to Baker Mayfield. I didn't think that they would, but no, they absolutely didn't. They won that game.
They were never behind in that game either, were they?
No, they didn't trail until, 27-24 in the NFC Championship game in the entire playoffs?
Oh, that's fuck.
Spenny, all things end badly, or else they don't end.
That's true.
What do you think the 49ers fans who won that game that you lament, how do you think they're feeling?
That's fair.
What about for you, Spenny? When did you know it was real?
Oh, when did I know it was real? I kind of want to say the Chiefs game. Like when you go into the defending champions' house and beat them on banner night. It's
Not mad at
okay,
that.
this isn't the same old Lions.
Boom.
The same old Lions doesn't go into the defending champions' house and beat them while they're hanging banners.
The only reason I didn't say that one is because they had previously beat Green Bay with nothing on the line. So that kind of showed me right there, like, oh, okay, they're for real.
And that's exactly where I was with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, when we put that reel out of me talking about it, man, where I got like emotional.
Yeah.
Where I was like, people are like, well, it doesn't mean the season's over or anything like that. I wanted that win because of what it represented.
Mm-hmm.
That win put everybody on notice, but it said that the Lions are here and you have to take them seriously. Yeah. And again, for me, that's exactly what it was. And you guys will laugh at this too, but when they won the Tampa game at Tampa back on October 15th, in the fashion that they won it, where Tampa played well defensively. Remember how that game was a slugfest and Tampa took away what we had done so well all season long?
Yep.
And then they dialed up the deep ball, the JMO, and that took the top off everything, and then the game was over. Mm-hmm. Because they were sitting there then. They had the win over the Chiefs, and they were 5-1. And I was like, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're 5-1. They're in the playoffs.
That was another example of a game kind of like, but in a different way, kind of like the home game over the Bears, where not everything went right. They lost both of their running backs. I mean, I think one of them went out. Gibbs didn't play, and then Montgomery went out early in the game, and they were down to Craig Reynolds. And to me, that was one of the best regular season games I've ever seen Jared Goff play. Maybe his best as a Detroit Lion, and they needed it. And also defensively, only allowing 6 points to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was another huge win, and I would say that win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers aged very, very well, given how the Bucs finished the season with a division title in a weak division and also a playoff win of their own.
Kevin Bell says after every loss, Sam Flannel was jumping ship. Just say it's true and move on, and we can get to the caller.
I definitely said some things I now regret after the game at Chicago. That was a rough show the next day.
So it was emotion.
I said some unforgivable things. I'll just say that.
313-552-6322. We're talking when was the moment you knew. Let's go to the phone lines. KG, who we working with?
Yeah, this guy's from Florida. I think his name was Fletch. Didn't catch it all the way, but
Fletch lives daily.
All right.
Yep.
Fletch, what's going on?
Hey, guys. How you all doing today?
Very well, thank you.
It's cool. I'm taking a little break from the yard work. Beautiful day down here in Florida, man. But
it always is.
Just want to catch up with you all. Love your show, guys. The Lions, I knew they were for real first game of the season, man. When you go into KC with or without Kelsey and you win that game, that's one of your extra road games that you got to play. They played 9 road games compared to 8 home. So you were already ahead of the 8 ball when you won that game. So that was a pretty good win for them. And also the Tampa Bay win, that was incredible. I was at that game. But I got another question. New uniforms for the Lions.
Yes.
Has anybody seen those, or do you think that's going to affect, people's thoughts about the Lions next year in any way?
No, Fletch. No,
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. I know people overdo it about uniforms and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that's going to affect anything at all. But appreciate the phone call, Fletch, my friend. Get back out there and finish that yard work. At least you get to do yard work.
Guys.
We don't get to do yard work here because it's 28 degrees every single day of our lives, and the sun never comes out, and it's all super windy. And
we had a stretch of like 50 degrees though. In February,
I know. You know what's funny about that? I was down in Cincinnati when that happened. It touched 70 in Cincinnati.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It touched 70. I went for the outside run because, like, you can do that there. Like, I ran around their baseball stadium and then ran across around their football stadium and then back across the bridge to northern Kentucky. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Cincinnati's low-key a pretty nice city.
People sleep on it,
Yeah.
man.
It is.
They absolutely do. But no, we're talking like, when did you know it was real? And here's where I knew. This is where the fears even got about winning the playoff game. Because you guys remember, and Spenny, you were with the show. Remember when I made that turn and I wanted the Rams? I wanted the Rams game. Like, I spoke that Rams game into existence. Because I wanted to take it all away. The Stafford. Notice how the Stafford thing's over now?
Yeah.
It's totally over now.
Yeah.
And you can only do that by winning. And that's why I wanted that. But when there were some question marks, and they had lost on Thanksgiving, but then they bounced back and won at New Orleans, double digits on the road. People got real flippant with double-digit road wins, by the way, because they had a lot of them.
They did.
They had a lot of them.
At the beginning of the year, they were racking them up. Yeah.
They were, and that's not nothing. But then they lost that Chicago game where you lost your ish and buried them and said that they're a poverty franchise.
Didn't say that.
And said that Brad Holmes should be fired and Dan Campbell should be fired.
Erroneous.
You wanted Jared Goff out of town. But no, when they thrashed Denver that Saturday night, because that was a lot of people were talking a lot of noise about Russ and his action figure hair, and they beat Denver so bad that Russell Wilson got cut and their coach got fired.
Yeah, got cussed out on the sideline.
It was beautiful.
That was great.
I mean, they took the Denver Broncos franchise soul. They beat them so bad.
It was one of the most impressive wins I've ever seen by a Detroit Lions team, especially given that they were in a little bit of a lull period. They were coming off the worst stretch of football they played all year, and they beat the piss out of them. That was the game where Ife Melifonwu really emerged as a star, at least defensively, for the last quarter of the season, where Jared Goff threw 5 touchdown passes. It was a wire-to-wire beatdown over a Denver Broncos team that at the time was fighting for a division title themselves. And the Lions they beat the piss out of them. It wasn't even close.
They fired their coach and cut their quarterback.
DNC says, since he smells like poop. Poop was never not funny.
Who Farted also says, Cincy people are super sensitive about being near Kentucky and mock anyone from the other side of the river to feel better about themselves. It's pretty sad.
I live in Ohio, man.
I didn't get any of those vibes because I actually was on the other side of the river. I ran across the bridge.
I could be Cincy being stuck up. I can see that.
I don't think I've ever been to Cincinnati.
It's a good town.
They finally got a team to a Super Bowl, even though they didn't win it.
And now all of a sudden they're extra.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Neal, you got that tight haircut today. I do. I got the daddy-daughter dance tonight.
Hey.
Nice. Which is a lot. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know why, but I do. I love it. But I did get it at Lady Jane's, by the way. Shout out Beth.
Lady Jane's, of course. Hey, I think we've all had our share of damn good haircuts from Lady Jane's. And you can come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men as well for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Sam Flannel in for DMAC KG, Spencer Raxter as well. Solid show today. Yeah. I really like the callers.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the whole call experience?
I liked it. Yeah. I liked it. They were all on point. They all said what they had to say.
Would this be something you would do in the future?
Yeah, we're doing it. We're all the way in.
Okay.
We're all the way in.
Is this an every Friday thing, every day?
No,
thing?
every day. We're going to do it all the time. Anytime you want to jump in, jump in.
I got you.
I'm cool with that. I can change the subjects and bounce back and forth. I got no issue with that. The show flew by today, as a matter of fact. Kevin Bell. Ickey Woods would have won multiple Super Bowls if he played, if Cincinnati played in Kentucky. So there's that.
That's fair.
That's a
reasonable assumption.
Okay.
Jackson Crow Jenkins. Sideways Sam, he gave up on Michigan at halftime during the championship game. Sam the Flipper, he needs dispo. Is there anybody...
Sam gets really caught up, man.
Is there anybody that jumps off board more than Sam Flannel?
I don't think so, honestly.
It was the stakes, man. That's
you
what
weren't
it
comfortable
was.
with the stakes.
Well, but here's the
He
thing.
did it against Bama, too.
Yeah, I know he did.
But
they all did it against Bama.
Well, but by right, though, because there was a time, people forget this, like, Bama was minus 500 in that game in the live line.
I was in the chat. It was a 7-point game, and they were all, like, collapsing. I was like, guys, this is a touchdown game. Like, what's going on? There's 5 minutes left.
They hadn't done anything offensively in so long. Until the final drive, shout out to Michigan. It's just that with me, I knew that if they didn't hold on and beat Washington, that everything they had accomplished from the Rose Bowl win over Alabama and all my jubilation from the third straight win over Ohio State, a game that I was at, that it all would have been rendered moot, and Michigan would have been a whipping boy all of offseason. So that's why I was so mad. I thought they had a chance to put the game away early, and Washington continued to hang around. But shout out for Michigan for playing a great second half.
Yep.
Mason Leach, Cincinnati's more Kentucky than it is Ohio. Since Kentucky doesn't have any pro sports teams, majority of Kentucky people are Cincinnati fans. They are too. Like they absolutely love them. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. This is a good one. Corey Berry. All the one furnace callers. All right, here's the deal. For when we take phone calls, you have to identify how many furnaces you have to start the call.
Yes. No one furnace callers at all.
No, you're not shamed.
All right, no segregation.
No. Just identify yourself. That's all.
We just need to know.
The people want to know.
Yeah.
It's not even me. Yeah. So let me see here. What else did we have in there? Flannel, it's time for a pit stop to Lady Jane's for you.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Damn.
You going clean shaven again?
At some point, yeah.
Per Woj and Ramona Shelburne, the Warriors tried to trade for LeBron before the deadline.
I heard some people talking about that. That's wild, isn't it? Which it could have worked. He's on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
He has a player option for next year. But yeah, Lunchbox Hooligans. You also forgot the Lions never lost back-to-back games. They did not. I did not forget that, by the way.
Yeah.
That was another reason for me to where, like, when everybody was jumping off the ship, that's why I was not.
Yeah.
Hoof-hearted, man of integrity or woman of integrity. I said almost all calls are doggish. Today the callers proved me wrong. Props to the callers.
Yep.
I'll give you a shot, no doubt. Definitely give you a shout. Ski Mask Boy. What if your boy identifies as a girl? Could you bring him to the Dottie Dadder dance? Ski Mask Boy, if I could or if I couldn't, like, it's not going to trigger me.
All right.
Like, I'll just keep it pushing, bro.
That's a weird question.
Yeah, I don't get caught up in all that stuff the way some of you do. Sorry about it.
Yeah, I think that's the spot where we end it.
Yeah,
that was an
100%. Yeah.
Such a weird question.
Just relax.
Easy guy. That is a good spot to end it, as a matter of fact. Hey, Sam Flannel, appreciate your efforts.
Appreciate
KG.
Hey,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, shout out to KG because that is a gauntlet, running the audio booth and taking calls and pushing all the music buttons and being on air.
Shout out to KG. I don't have to do shit.
Yeah, Spencer Raxter, he loves life right now.
Appreciate it, man.
KG, we checking in with you. How were you? You all right?
Man, this is nothing for me, man.
You light work?
I do this shit, man.
Okay. KG, talk your talk, KG.
Yeah, you got a good one here. First round pick.
I know, bro. I know, and I like it. I appreciate it. All right, we'll be back at it Monday with phone calls, everybody. Have a great weekend. Hey, Oakland Golden Grizzlies, Saturday, 3 o'clock, TV 20 here in Detroit. Tap in. Certain somebody will be there as we continue the push for the Horizon League Championship. If you're a college basketball fan in this state, it's your only shot at a league title.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
All right. Yep. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Well, see you later.